Welcome, everybody. We're having an amazing show today. Welcome to Enough is Enough. I am Onika Mclean. I am one of your hosts. We have Shawn, Cornelius, and Talent, the great Talent, as my other co-host. And this show, we're going to talk about Kamala Harris. We're going to talk about law. We're going to talk a bunch of stuff in this episode of Enough is Enough. We're talking about the legal ramifications of what's going on. We're talking about what's happening in politics and what's still happening with the Black Lives Matter movement, and that's it. So welcome to the show. I hope you enjoy it. And if you're hearing my voice right now, please share this to your pages, send it to your friends, because we're trying to gain traction, and enjoy the show.
Thank you guys for coming. We appreciate you for coming to hang out. As we always do, people are going to be coming in throughout the show. We're going to get our show going regardless. We're going to talk to our special guest. We have another special guest that will be in later on at the show, and but we'll just save that for when they come through. And like Onika said, we have a lot of things to discuss. Mr. T, how you doing, brother?
Oh man, I'm fantastic. You see how relaxed I am tonight.
I see tonight, laid back.
Normally I'm stuck in the office. Tonight I'm like, it's a nice NBA night. It's a nice Enough is Enough night. Got my piece of pie, got some Pepsi. I'm ready, baby.
You look like you got some cognac next to you. You ain't got no cognac or whiskey? What's happening?
First of all, with your country self, who says cognac? You said cognac like you related to Kanye. It's cognac.
It's cognac, right? Cognac.
I'm from the South. It is what it is. I'm from the South. Shawn, you looking good tonight?
Thank you.
You paid your light bill?
Yes, I did. And listen, just in case it go out, I got another one right here next to me.
You got two lights.
I got, as they say in the country, tree. I got tree lights. So we good to go tonight. I took a nice shower. I'm glowing. I feel fine.
I see you glowing, and it's hard to see you glowing, Shawn.
Now listen, you're a little bit darker than me, but you got that light right up on your face. So don't try to act like you ain't a little bit chocolate. You just came out of the dark.
It's called technology, homie.
Thank you.
Let the sun shine in.
It's called pancake batter. Pancake batter. That's what it's called.
It's called MAC Cosmetics. It needs me. It's $1 billion industry. Whatever.
All right, well, check it out. We can throw love back and forth later on. We got a house full of people tonight, and we got one of our special guests that's already in the building. And this gentleman came to me through a really, really nice, good, reliable source, full of information, very special individual. He's a teacher, a lawyer, entertainment lawyer, also a deacon, and a 2017 city council candidate. He's from Harlem, and he does a lot of work in the community, and he operates 2 homeless shelters over the past couple of years. Now, one of the big things about this gentleman, he's a counsel for a class including 800 plus Americans marooned in Ghana for over 4 months. So very interested in that story. I want to find out exactly what that's about. And his name is Pierre Gooding. Pierre Gooding, thank you. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show, Pierre.
John and Onika, thank you so much for having me. Talent, I know you're watching the NBA right now. Shout out to Luka. That boy is different. Yeah, Shawn, you're so right about Ghana. I was sitting at lunch with Robert Jackson about a month ago at Melba's, and he mentioned that we had a lot of American Ghanaians that were stuck or marooned over in Ghana. And I said, what are you talking about? He broke it down. He said they've been there since March, since the borders closed, and there's no shot of them coming home until January. And I said, that's awful. That's ridiculous. Who's the lawyer on the case? And he said no one was working on the case. And we hopped on it. We've been working with different individuals. A lot of individuals have been responsible, but as of September 1st, the Ghanaian government's going to open the border. So we're really excited about that, but we still need a U.S. government flight to go over to make sure that the poorest of the poor come home because they've been over in Ghana for months. They were either expected to be there for weeks on vacation, or they're dual citizens, or they were doing business, but never in a million years did they imagine that they'd be there for 5 months plus. And now running out of funds with no help from the U.S. government. And it's one thing to be negligent or to not understand what's going on, but the U.S. government, Donald Trump, has made it very clear that he has no interest in seeing these folks return. And it's really a shame It's on video. He's cut an interview saying as much. So, we're just fighting the good fight, and we've had a lot of good people that are responsible for returning our folks home. So, that's what we're doing. And anyone who wants to help, we still have American Ghanaians who are there. So please reach out, and we'll set you up because we just want our folks home.
Right. And you've been a part of this since it started, or you came along?
I came along.
Robert Jackson, is a guy who connected us to, but you said he brought you in on it, and this is something you've been with from the beginning.
Well, no. Well, they've been marooned in Ghana since March, since the border was officially closed, and since COVID hit. So, no, I came along at a chance encounter. Robert and I were having lunch, and we were talking all things Harlem. So some of the individuals are from Harlem, some of the individuals from Queens, some of the individuals are from Wisconsin and Idaho. But that's the whole point. We had a class of 800 individuals, plus 8 individuals that could not get back. And it was very unlikely that they were going to get back before January. And there were going to be consequences of that occurring. So we're happy that that's not the situation. By the grace of God, the Ghanaian government will continue along its course to make sure this border is open by September 1st. We've already had success arranging commercial flights through sort of backdoor channels with the U.S. government and the Ghanaian government, but that's not enough. We, of course, need flights to be going out on a regular basis and reasonably affordable flights so that people can come home.
Onika, Talent, any questions?
Oh, it's
So how do we
astonishing.
help?
I'm sitting here, mouth on the floor, like it's such a big deal that's been kind of, like he said, the president has no attention. Seems kind of swept under the rug to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Where's the media in this? And so why don't I know about this? And
Sure,
how do we help?
Yeah, we were on NY1 a couple of weeks ago, sort of explaining the story. But Onika, you're right. Part of the issue is sort of the American public not knowing. There's so much disinformation and so much going on a daily basis. Obviously, we know about Jacob Blake today, George Floyd. The list goes on just with those tragedies alone, and we're not even at the politics of the U.S. government. Right. So I believe the American people are seeing so many things on a daily basis that they just can't keep up. And it's tragic because this is something that we can't have happen. We cannot have Americans endangered because the U.S. government feels that they have a right to not care. I think that is morally corrupt and bankrupt. And I think many Americans would agree if they did know that the story existed. So I think in terms of what you do to help, you're doing it right now. Share this, make sure that people are aware that this is happening so that they vote the right way, that they don't say in November, I'm just going to stay at home. They really go out and make a change so that we can have people in office that really know what they're doing and understand the consequences of their actions.
So, is there like a hashtag? Because I know I have little children and they follow every hashtag. So
I've been running hashtag. It's on my Facebook. The hashtags I've been running connected with the story and the story itself. U.S. citizens in Ghana. I'll check the hashtags right now and tell you. But
if you put them in our chat, we'll start.
Okay. Yeah, I'll check them right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because I'm thinking maybe like a GoFundMe, because if you're trying to get commercial flights, I know I work in the legal industry, and that's why I said, look, which firm are you affiliated with?
Yeah, no. So I work for, by the grace of God, I work for myself, and so I have these opportunities to bring legal services to Harlem and to the community at a reasonable rate or for free, depending on the scenario. We don't see a lot of law firms in Harlem, and so we want that. We don't want people spending their last $10,000 to help an individual in need, and then the individual doesn't have a positive outcome, and now the family is also bankrupt.
But it's a pro bono, so a lot of law offices, bigger law offices, and there's a pro bono requirement. Is there any way that you can kind of get this set up where it can be in a pro bono initiative, like diversity efforts, something like that? Yeah,
well, I worked in big law for a long time, and it is difficult to pry those hours away, even though they have those requirements. They will sort of have a project that they're already working on, and to come in and sort of pitch a project to them is more difficult. Obviously, we can work with Legal Aid Society and a multitude of other entities, and we are currently to help our folks. Many individuals have helped to bring folks home already. Sonia Goff, who was one of my resident advisors at Penn. I'm now forgetting Lou Berkheimer. I'm forgetting individuals right now, so I need to shout them out the right way. Lou Fox, I should say. But there have been individuals that have already worked on this. The hashtags actually are Americans in Ghana, U.S. citizens, and bring them home. So they're there. They're connected to the story.
Americans in Ghana. Okay.
And we would love for folks to share that hashtag and really, tell our leadership that we need these folks home.
All right. So you said hashtag Americans in Ghana, and there were two more.
U.S. citizens.
Hashtag U.S. citizens.
And the hashtag bring them home.
Bringing them home.
Bringing them home. Okay, great. Hey, man, thank you for that information, because, again, I not really knowing so much about the topic until Robert told me about it and told me about you. And so thank you for coming, to kind of speak on that. But we spoke a little earlier before the show, and you mentioned to me another thing you wanted to mention involving Master P. So can we get into that conversation really quick?
Sure. Well, I've seen Master P popping up and this conversation popping up in the public about sort of royalties and who's owed what. And all I have to say on it is that, there's definitely another side to the story, and the producers that are being discussed may be owed some funds. So in terms of listening to two sides of the story, I think only one side has come out. I think Master P has done amazing work and has an amazing platform. But I think the producers that have worked on his albums are owed their just due. And I think Master P and a couple other people know what I'm referring to. But I think that situation will be flushed out in the months to come.
So Master P owe people money.
Yes.
Woo! See, in this case, the master becomes the slave. Listen, so I've heard those rumors from years back, and I think now that it kind of, some people, I don't know how long the case has been fought, but I know some of the people had kind of like fell by the wayside, dropped it, but some people kept pursuing it. You know what I mean? That's one thing about our people in the legal field.
Well, Talent, that's exactly how a case goes. At the start of a case, the plaintiff has the upper hand. As soon as you file, that upper hand goes to the defense, and it's in the defense's interest to draw it out for as long as possible. So what happens is the plaintiffs run out of money. And so the defendants usually have deeper pockets. That's why they're suing the defendant. And so it's a long game. It's a lot of sort of politics, even in law, a lot of things that don't have to do with who is actually right and wrong. But I've been contacted by one of these producers, and I know their situation, and I'm fairly confident that this individual is owed a sum of money from Master P.
Well, you know what's crazy that you say about dragging, like that being a defense like strategy, and it works because we watched, for lack of a better example, we watched it happen with R. Kelly. R. Kelly got off the first round because they dragged this thing out 6 years approximately. So by the time the people who you needed to feel sorry for, that because they were minors, they were looking like grown-ass women. 6 years later, they were 20, 21. You know what I mean? Yeah. So the jury didn't have that sympathy at all or that empathy. And
it's on purpose. It's not on accident. So you just
what's the statute of limitations? I'm sorry. What's the statute of limitations for something like that? Like they've entered into a contract and you only get a certain amount of time that you can bring that kind of suit. So
yeah. Okay. So Onika, I'm so glad you brought that up. Actually, in this particular circumstance, because the work is still up, you're actually committing copyright infringement on a daily basis. So those claims actually are still alive, at least for the period of time up until 4 years prior. And so you can collect damages for that time, treble damages, because that's the way copyright is set up. It's actually 3 or 4 times the amount that you were actually owed. That's just the law. So you're right. But in this particular case, there is a workaround for that.
Okay, you right? Oh.
Please mute yourself, guys. If you're not the speaker, please mute yourself if you're not the speaker or one of the hosts. We will give you time to talk as our studio audience, but that segment comes later on in the show.
So no, don't come on here whooping your kids' ass. People coming in and sit your black ass. Don't mute it.
Thank you.
Yes. Well, good deal. Good deal. Can you guys do?
Uh-oh.
Shawn?
Sean's in the abyss again.
We lost him.
Sean's in the abyss.
I'm
Anyway,
here.
no, but that was an interesting thing, the statute of limitations. So you're saying, just to be clear, because that music is up right now, we don't even start the clock right now.
Exactly.
If that music is taken down, we start the clock.
Well, town, look, it could be a lot worse. They could have royalties that were set for the past 20 years, but
Right.
it's not going to be that. So, I mean, everyone has to be aware that, yeah, it'll be less money than if you sued, I guess, at the right appropriate time. But there's no really appropriate time when someone's sort of taking your work and not crediting you for it. It's something that should have.
What's up? This is Doug E. Fresh sending much love and much respect. And all y'all out there, I want to tell you something real important. I'd like to give a big congratulations to my boy, Shawn Cornelius, holding it down on his Enough is Enough movement. I'm going to say it again. Enough is Enough movement. Now, during these times, we all need to raise our voices loud and be proud, obviously. And he has some t-shirts that he's doing right now, and it's showing him doing his part and making sure that all people get together. And I want my t-shirt too. And this is what we got to do. Work together. Cause enough is enough. I said work together, because enough is enough. Big respect and congratulations to my brother, Shawn Cornelius. Keep holding it down. One.
Now segue, after we close out with Pierre, we'll let him give his information, and then we'll go into our women's section where you can take over.
And Pierre, please add those hashtags to the chat.
Oh, okay. I'll do,
everybody, when you see the hashtags in the chat, you can just kind of copy and paste them onto your social medias. Just let's like keep this going. We have to know about it, right? Enough is enough of us not knowing what's happening to our community. Enough is enough.
And thank you so much for that.
We can't depend on the media to tell us what's happening. We have to. We have to do it like the old school way, word of mouth. And we know with the George Floyd incident and all the disparaging incidents that's happened to our communities, that social media really gains traction, and it brings people to justice like no other. So, just do your part, share, and tell your friends.
Well, I have a question, Pierre.
Yes.
I'm curious too, because normally when you talk to lawyers or meet lawyers, you have lawyers that have a field of specialty, right? You have tax lawyers, entertainment lawyers, litigation, you know what I mean? You have different criterias that they specialize in. So, because I noticed you're on the case with the situations with the bring them home, and then you're on the case with the royalties. So, do you do more than one specialty, or is this like, No, I
appreciate the question. Talent, the thing that I guess brings it all together from a professional side is corporate litigation. That's my specialty. So sort of business entities and their legal situations. And so that allows me to help individuals as well, if need be. But in general, my specialty is sort of business litigation. So, or in an entertainment sense, you get individuals that are their own businesses, their own brands. So it's a fairly easy transition with the litigation. But that's sort of that. But we think it's about more than just law and just how much money you can make, billable hours for a case. It's about helping community members, and that's really the only thing that I care about. So If an individual comes along with legal need, we're helping an individual get their U.S. citizenship right now. Obviously, the amount of hours that takes, it's a fair amount of money that it would be. We're not charging that. It doesn't matter. It's about helping Harlemites first. I mean, obviously, New Yorkers, U.S. citizens, but Harlem is really in need, like Onika was saying, of people knowing the situations. We have schools that don't have libraries, don't have elevators, don't have air conditioners. We have subways that don't have elevators. People can't ride them. Disabled folks. I mean, the list goes on and on. So we're just trying to help some folks one day at a time.
I like that because that changes the game to me, because I remember being younger and watching people who needed help. They'll go to a guy because they just hear he's a lawyer. They'll be like, hey man, this is going on. They'll be like, I do this.
Real estate.
I don't do that. Yeah, I don't do that. So I think that's dope that we cross those lands, those bumps in the road, if you will, those barriers, and say, hey, I have legal experience. This person needs help. If I can help, I help. I like that.
Yeah, because talent. I think a lot of it is we know a lot of the problems in our community, but I haven't heard a lot of solutions, a lot of answers to what to do about these macro level or micro level issues, trash on the streets, or the fact that out of the $89 billion in our city council government, we're not seeing that money in Harlem. It's not going to our schools, it's not going to our businesses, it's not going to community centers. So where's the money? We
Right.
need it so that we can do better. We need more money. We don't need the same amount as other communities. We need to change things. Reparations is a different issue, but it's not. So we got to do better.
We do have to do
Nice.
better.
So
Are
Pierre,
you thinking about?
go ahead, Onika. I'm sorry.
Pierre, are you thinking about becoming a member of local politics, local government? You seem like you have a passion for helping people, and which is not.
By the grace of God, we had the opportunity to run for city council in 2017, and process matters. Along the way, we got to meet so many different people that have helped with the situation in Ghana, that have helped. With the immigrant situation in Texas, when we had U.S. citizens or individuals who wanted to come over legally being detained and locked up, we've had a lot of people help. So by the grace of God, I've had that opportunity. And yes, I would like to be in local government. I think that's where a lot of the change can and should happen. I will likely be running for city council in 2021, which is not something that's public information yet. So maybe we're dropping new news right now on the Enough program. But it would, right. Look, I mean, we're trying to do it, but we have to do it the right way. And I see a lot of people who run for office and they haven't done anything. They haven't done anything to help the community.
It's true.
They come out of nowhere and then they go back to wherever they came from, win or lose, and that's not acceptable. So I just want our folks, we're going to have the first ranked choice voting election in city council history in June of 2021. You have to rank your 5 people that you want in order, and that's how you maximize your voting power. Don't just put one person. That will make us have less voting power. Please put 5 individuals. It's going to be the first time in New York City history. It's going to be a lot of...
Say that again, please. Say that again, because I think
this will be the first ranked choice election in New York City history. And this is the largest place in which it's happening, largest city in which it's ever happened. And so there will be a lot of dynamics at play, but what I don't want is for our voting power to be lost at any iteration. I want our voting power to increase. And we have an opportunity to do that if we do this the right way. If we know when we put the 5 people in order, we will do better than other
ranking.
Yeah, exactly. But we'll also do better than other districts that only put one person. And then there's going to be a situation where they didn't really want the person. Let's know what we're doing on the front end. We have this opportunity. African Americans are great voters when we vote. So let's go vote.
Let's go vote. Let's go vote, guys.
And also, and I'm very proud of Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. That's a historic moment. And I want everyone to realize that this is something special.
Right. This is monumentous. Let me say something else about the Americans in Ghana, because that's just really, I just cannot believe that I don't know about this, because I am in big law. And So what about the Metropolitan Black Bar? What's happening with, Black bar organizations around the country? Do they know about this? Or, those are their staff, like judges?
Yeah. What we want to do is work backwards from the January timeframe and say, look, how do we quickly and efficiently get our folks safely out of Ghana who want to leave? Some folks said, forget it. I'm staying. I'm done. This is the final straw. I'm staying here. And this place is better than what we have going on here. But what will happen on the back end is a massive lawsuit, class action. And at that point, many entities will be involved for the discovery phase when we pour through thousands of documents and really find out who was responsible. We know at the top who was responsible, but really, who are the individuals, which departments were responsible for the months in which our Americans were reaching out and saying, where are our repatriation flights, with no response, or a response from the U.S. Embassy that said, we're not going to do anything, which is unbelievable.
Is it illegal detainment, though? Is it kind of a detainment? Like,
there's a multitude of claims that we're going to make, but they're constitutional claims in terms of equal protection. You sent repatriation flights to other countries, so what happened in Ghana? And again, we have Donald Trump on tape saying, forget the people in Ghana.
Right. That's one of the shithole countries. Remember
yeah,
the shithole
no, Onika, I mean, even on this topic, he spoke on this topic specifically, said, leave them over there. They're dirty, leave them over there, which is crazy. This is a crazy concept. I'll send that video out too, because I'm not going to just talk about things without people understanding the context. This actually happened. So when we're having meetings with Congressman Espaillat and trying to arrange meetings with Chuck Schumer, this is why. We've got folks who still, in the poorest individuals who went over there, I guarantee are not back yet. And we haven't heard from them because they don't have access to social media. And for us not to send one U.S. flight to get our folks back, it's morally corrupt.
Right. Okay. So we know about it now. It's our duties to talk about it. It's our duties to educate ourselves on this topic and to do what we can to assist. And that's what we'll do.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being here with Enough is Enough. And thank you for educating us. Talent, do you have any more questions for our guests?
No, I think I'm ready to be a lawyer now.
Let's go, Talent. Come on over.
I think I learned enough. I'm about to represent
some
some
people. Over to the
now.
team. We'll have you any day. We could use it. We got a ton of projects that we can put you on right now.
I'm telling you, this pandemic has made me want to go back to school, because I feel like in order to be to contribute more to our people, that I need to be more educated.
Well, you're doing your part. You're doing your part right now. This is what matters. Everyone can do. If you care about November's election, call one person in Florida or Wisconsin or Ohio and tell them to vote, and then go on with your day. And everyone can do a little thing, and it's going to make a big difference.
I would like to say I'm very proud of you, by the way. How old are you? You're a young man doing your thing. Like you're speaking like I just knew this was going to be like a 63-year-old lawyer.
Yeah. Oh, because it's Shawn's friend.
I'm right here. I'm right here.
And to see this young brother knowing what he's talking about, talking the talk, walking the walk, I just wanted to say I'm proud of you, bro.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sal. I'm proud of you and what you folks are doing right now. This is the difference between everything and making sure that our young Black men stay safe and that our young Black women are raised up. I mean, we need folks educated and knowledgeable.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm still here, you know.
Guess what we're about to talk about? We're about to take this over. Thank you so much, Pierre. Pierre, please put your information, your telephone number inside the chat as well, because if people want to help, donate, just get the word out, and especially just support you, please. We don't want you to just be here and then we don't know what happened. We want to be able to help.
Are you guys still ignoring me?
Okay. Hey, Shawn, how are you?
Are you still ignoring me?
Oh, Shawn's back.
I'm gonna treat you like Kamala Harris gonna treat Joe Biden. Listen, Shawn, come here. Let me talk to you.
Sean changed
Don't
his
be in
back.
here
Sean,
having looking us looking stupid, okay? You
Sean
ain't gonna
changed
have
his
us looking
background.
stupid.
Sean, you had to go to somebody else's house?
He got a new light. He got a new light.
Open your door, Talent. Open your side door.
This how Kamala gonna be treating Joe Biden. Get over here, Joe. Don't be acting crazy now. You was in the State of the Union address, and then you messed up the Wi-Fi. We done had the Zoom link, and you messed it up. You're not gonna be responsible for this if you keep messing it up. You understand, Shawn? I mean, Joe. I'm sorry.
Hey, I'm gonna let you have this. I'm gonna let you have this one. I'm gonna let you have it.
Because women suffrage, because this is women empowerment. This is women's month. This is women's month. It's women's year. Is that what it is? Because now we talking about Kamala Harris. We talking about that black girl magic, that people saying that she may not be a black girl because she was Indian and her mother was Jamaican. I don't know if you know anybody that's Jamaican. Jamaican is black people. I know Chinese people that's Jamaican and they black. So she is black. That's all I'm saying. Stop it. Stop it, America, talking about she may not be black. We have the dream. Well, it wasn't really a dream team, but it's a team that we woke up from the nightmare of Donald Trump and we're like, okay, I'd rather have this. So we have this team, Biden and Harris. And what do we think about that, guys? Just what do we think about that? I know what I think about it. I think that it's an amazing time in history for America. What do you think, Honest John? What do you think?
The main thing is we got to get out and vote. Or if you're going to do the mail-in, right, what you got to do is start right now researching who's on the ballot so that when you get it, you can fill it out that day and get it back in the mail. I know all the propositions that are here in California. That I don't know all the candidates yet, but I'm going to be looking them up. And when I get that ballot, I will have it filled out and in the mail the same day.
Right, because we try, instead of defunding the police department, we're trying to defund the post office. Like we got the poor post office lady, like, what you mean I can't get no more overtime? No more, but I worked through the whole pandemic. I'm essential. Well, not now, you're not essential. We not essential now. No, Donald Trump might kidnap you is what I'm saying. So just, okay.
I agree with Honest John. We got to get out and vote. First of all, I think that I was stupendously happy with his choice for VP. I had called this way back, just like I called Biden would get the nomination. Everybody was against me. I said Kamala, everybody was against me, and for certain reasons. Now, the legitimate reasons, we can sit down and have those conversations. However, what I am not for is, I don't know why America's like this, but we are the most build up the underdog till they reach the top, and then I start shredding you down.
Then tear them down.
I don't know where we get that from and why we're like that, but it was all good. And then everybody was Kamala, and then when she gets picked for what looks like to win the VP seat, then it's like, oh, remember this, and she this, and she want the black vote, she's Indian, and all these things. Let's stop nitpicking, people.
Yeah, they talking about who she used to mess with back in the day. If we talk about who Talent used to mess with back in the day, nobody would come to any of his shows.
Well, just those chicks still come to the show. I leave on a high note.
Like that's the thing that I don't get. Who's talking about her old boyfriends and what she did as a DA and assistant DA? That was her job. Like, so I feel like we need to think about at the topic what we have right in front of us, and we need to go from here. And then we should put expectation on these candidates, because what I also feel is we have this team, but we need to start talking about not only what we're doing as it relates to Donald Trump, but what's their agenda? What are you going to do? What's going to happen with reparations? What's going to happen with, like, where's the promises? It can't be just to defeat Trump. What's going to happen with these line items that we've had, that we've said so long that enough is enough? We've been fighting these same fights for forever. Who's going to get into that office and really make some concrete changes? I can hear all day that Donald Trump is but then what do we do after the fact, after November? What do we do January 1? What do we do? And what's going to happen? I want to talk more about that.
Feel free to chime in, folks.
Listen, this is Glenn Gibson, one of Shawn's LOS band members.
Wait, nice muscles.
Don't get me started. Don't get me started, Onika, because I'll talk to you on another time. It's something you said that's very key between now and election day is policies. You're absolutely right. Whoever Biden had picked, whoever it was,
Video shit ain't coming on.
the key is between now and November, now that you have your team in place, it can't be about bashing Trump. It's got to be, you got to talk about what you're going to do, because that's the key to getting the swing voter. Listen, right. Trump got his base. There are people that's unconditionally going to support Trump. And I truly believe that's a minority of the grand American population. In my opinion, I think it's a minority amount. But we got swing voters. You got people that's going to vote for Biden and Kamala unconditionally. We want the people that are undecided. So back to Onika's point, we have to hear, they have to talk about what they're going to do.
Right.
It can't be constantly bashing Trump. And that's for any race, presidential, local, whatever. I get tired of people doing the bash thing. You got to talk about what you're going to do. That's for any any election.
Well, normally I'll be the first to agree with you, but I think that this is a special case where you fight fire with fire. Unfortunately, we're going up against a basher, right?
Yeah, you're right.
And he's shown and proved to us from 4 years ago that if you don't fight fire with fire, he wins.
I don't disagree.
We what's the thing Michelle Obama kicked in? It was, we go high and all that. It sounds good. It's a great slogan. But in the reality of a country in turmoil and who are constantly looking for change, we're so desperate as a people. Don't get me wrong, his base is something different, but we're so desperate as American citizens that anytime somebody uses the word change or different, we kind of buy into it. Let's face it. We buy into it. So we got this madman who gets up there. Thank God we don't have to deal with the debates like we did last time, because that was unnerving to watch this man prowl around this woman. That was very scary on stage for me.
Yeah, me too.
And I'm not even a woman, but I felt for her.
Yeah,
I felt like you wouldn't do this if it's a guy, because you'd be scared to get clocked. But because it's a woman, you know how they say mansplaining? That was the epitome of that. And it was worse because he would walk behind her. And we all know what prowling is. It's one thing if I face you head on or side by side, it's a whole nother thing. If I take my manness and kind of come from behind you, that gives a different education.
Yeah, he was lurking.
I totally agree. Let's hear from a woman. Who wants to speak? Gina, Deb, Denise.
That's messed up because I was propping my chest up to get more words.
I saw you, but you know what you started to do? You started to mansplain. You got too excited, my brother. You was like, and I was like, what?
Hey, Onika, if I go like this, Onika, if I say I'm sorry, is that man? Sorry.
Mansplaining. But okay.
A little bit mansplaining.
Who's talking? Let me hear you. Who's that? Is that Gina?
Hey, it's Gina. Hi, man.
Hey, Gina. What do you think about Kamala Biden? What do you think about this whole thing?
I am elated that we'll finally have human beings in office, people with sense and with decorum and respect. I feel like even if when Joe teeters, Kamala is the one person that isn't going to back down. She's going to defend what we need defended as a country so we can unify as a people. What's happening right now is horrendous. We've got a lunatic in office that reminds me of Adolf Hitler, who has got these little minions running around. He's taking away mailboxes so people can't mail in their votes. He's taking voting away from inner city and lower income communities so that they're intimidated to vote. What's happening right now is absolutely insane.
What's happening right now has happened for centuries.
It's crazy. But
right now, it's just that we're all really watching, right?
But we're all finally recognizing what's happening. And I think for too long, white people turned a blind eye to things like this. And now you have a community of white people.
Wait, Gina, hold up. Please mute yourself if you're not the active speaker.
I think that's Trevor.
Hey,
Yeah, what up?
Yeah,
How you doing?
No, but Gina, you have a very good point, and I want you to continue. It's true. White people turned a blind eye to it, and then now it's not the case.
Now it's not the case. White people are finally going, for the love of God, why have we allowed this to happen for so long? White people are embarrassed that they stood by and let it happen.
Yeah, that's the part, the embarrassed part.
Mm-hmm. White people are embarrassed that they didn't do anything before, and I think now as a full community of people, there's going to be a unity there that we didn't have before. So hopefully, let's face it, we're never going to get rid of racism. There are too many people that it's just ingrained in them.
Trev, mute your microphone, Trevor.
Huh?
You gotta put your mic on mute, Trev. We can hear you over there.
All right.
So order me one too. Go ahead.
Like he ordered a Big Mac and a fillet of fish. Trevor, we're talking about racial equality. We got white women on this.
All I heard was none of the other cheese.
White people need to get their shit together, and you ordering a Big Mac. First of all, that's why we can't get nowhere, black man. Go ahead, Gina. Finish what you said.
You black man again. There you go.
Oh, Shawn, I'd watch it because she's gonna come right at you again. So
I ain't scared. I'm back. I got the juice.
No, Gina, I totally agree. And I think that we can have a bipartisan union, but we all have to tell the truth. And these truths are hard and they're not comfortable. And they're not comfortable.
I think finally white people have had enough of watching. I think as we've grown as a society.
Right.
Well, let's hope the majority. Let's hope, fingers crossed and pray that it's the majority.
I'm just in North Carolina right now, and there's so many Confederate flags still flying down here, so I'm a little jaded this week.
That's a little scary. That's a little scary. But
it's scary for you. Shit, it's scary for me.
It's scary for me. I'd be like, oh, hell no, I'm out.
Yeah, I'm sorry for cutting you off. Go ahead.
No, but I think that as we've grown as a society and we've been more integrated as a society, white people are saying this is just wrong, and we can't allow this to continue. You know, these are our friends, these are our family, these are our people, and we've come so far. Especially when we had the Obama administration, there was so much unity and so many more people started seeing people as people instead of as races, and that switch. And then we have this, I don't know, it's an Oompa Loompa in office. He really does look like an Oompa Loompa. I'm sorry. He's freaking orange. He's freaking orange. The man is orange. He looks like an Oompa Loompa.
Okay, stop, talent. Okay, we get it. We totally understand it. But what about the women, right? I feel like what a woman is going to bring to that administration, to what the woman is going to bring to America. What do you think about that? And if any other woman want to chime in, please do so. Unmute your mics, and if you're of the female persuasion, because I would totally like to hear from you guys as well, but we don't have that much time left.
I think finally we have a woman that is worthy of the office. And I'm not talking negatively about Hillary, but she created a lot of enemies and she had a lot of drama surrounding her. I think that Kamala is one that is so straightforward and so honest and so on point that she's to be respected, and she commands a respect that I don't think any other woman that ran commands.
I think that she has drama surrounding her too, but now that we've dealt with Trump, we don't give a damn about that. We like, it's okay.
Right.
Who
Like,
else
I don't
was
really
messing-
care
you
who
don't
she did.
care.
I don't give a shit who she
You a
dated when
lawyer?
she was a DA.
You a lawyer? You can read? Can you read? Let me see what your tweets look like. Okay, you in. Come on.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Can you spell? Can you spell, ma'am? Thank you so much. She can spell.
Who else wants to chime in? Because you know we have a couple more minutes.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. You watch. There's going to be people trying to do the same thing to Kamala that they did to Hillary. Most of the stuff that they were saying about Hillary wasn't true, and it was just smear stuff. And they're going to try to do the same thing to Kamala, and we have to check them when that starts happening. I had a brother up on Instagram. He did this thing calling her a fucking bitch, and I sent him a note saying, if you selling out for Trump, you the fucking bitch. So,
oh God, Honest John, you getting mad about this little thing. You're gonna protect your America. You know what it is. Don't talk bad about Black women, because we have magic. Everybody know if you hire a Black woman to do a job, we're gonna overdo it. We're gonna boss you around, tell you what to do in your own damn company. Well, we're gonna get the job done. Can we all agree on that?
I'm firing everybody. If it's in my company, I don't care. You Puerto Rican, you white, you Black. You come in there and tell me.
Let's talk to somebody else that's going to add value to the conversation. You know, wait. So, you have a Black head boy behind you, but you don't have a name. Can you please chime in? You've been on this call since we started, and I would love to hear.
I see we got Miss Drew there. I see we got a few people. We got Cheryl from Brooklyn's in there. Feel free to chime in and give us your thoughts.
So my name is Faye, but no,
Hey, Faye.
I agree. I appreciate Honest John for standing up for Kamala. I was given the opportunity to hear Kamala speak at the NEARA in Texas, and she came across flat to me. Very brilliant. She's brilliant, but I think that the Biden needed her to rally the people, but I think they need each other because he's so compassionate and she is a ball of fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pence is not going to be able to handle her snappy but sophisticated, put you in your place. Because no, I'm not just Indian, Jamaican. I'm a Black woman who was raised up in a historical Black college, and I'm gonna show you my Blackness and still be.
And she's international, right? She's raised in Canada. It's not like she has this skewed world. She has a world view.
But they're trying to box her. That's their whole. I'm sorry. Right now, that's their motive. That's the only thing they have is to box her into being how they perceive Black women as, rude. That's what their plan is. They've already started it. Trump can't do it. And the biggest thing that Biden has going for him is Trump cannot respond.
Please mute your mic if you're not speaking.
Come on. Hey,
Trevor.
Trev, mute yourself, Trev.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Well, we don't want to hear you, Trev. That's the problem.
Mute your mic for a second.
Okay. I just think that, this is going to be a good ticket. She's already been vetted. There's a lot of stuff out there. They have to go way back to dig up the dirt on her because they tried to come after her from the beginning because she was the strongest of all the people on the panel. Because we've heard from most of them while we were there. And she was she mans the room. She can do that. He mans the room. So I'm
Yeah,
looking
that's what I
forward to
meant when I said she commands respect. She commands
Yeah,
respect the minute she
that's the
gets on
realest
stage.
that's the
She
realest thing you said.
commands.
That's it.
She commands respect,
That's
and
it.
we need that. We need his passion and the respect that people will have for her. My
Yeah.
fear is that they're going to, because of the comments that she made during the debates, that the people are going to start to try and call her a racist.
But that's just
my biggest fear.
Yeah,
Racist how?
But we have to, let me
Prejudice
explain.
can't be racist. They can be prejudiced.
But we can't allow the media to dictate the conversation. We have to, on all social media platforms, redirect them. We have to respond directly to their social media as well to let them know we're not having this type of conversation.
That's exactly what I mean. That's exactly what I mean.
I'm totally glad
exactly what I mean.
I'm totally glad that we agree, and we all, and please donate to the campaign, because I'm telling you, as soon as he picked her, I donated. Right now, they're going to send me an email every 3 minutes, but it is what it is. Please donate to the campaign. We have 3 more minutes, and what we would like to do, and during this time, because we have heard from our studio guests that in our studio audience, thank you guys for adding to Enough is Enough. We have 3 more minutes, like I said, so we want to hear from Shawn and Talent. Let us know your thoughts, and that's it.
Well, I mean, first of all, again, to reiterate what you just said, appreciate everybody for being you and being here and being part of this, because these discussions don't hold the same weight or validity without a bunch of people in here to bounce and ping off of. I say this, I know about the negatives people are saying about Kamala Harris and how the criminal justice system and her role played back in the day. But what we got to understand is, I think that makes her the perfect candidate for this job.
She understands the system.
Exactly. She understands the system from A to Z. Not only that, in the middle of the reforming of the system right now, she's played a major part in that. In all those hearings and all those pushing of those new bills and overturning some of the bad ones, she's been a part in this. So what better person to be in that office, champion that? Because you know how a VP always needs to pick something to champion. This is her thing.
Right. I just feel like legal minds should hold that office. I know that anybody can if you have certain criteria, but I feel like a legal mind, because it's that executive branch is just so closely knit to the judicial branch that we need a legal mind to understand all those things. We know now that when you don't have it, sometimes it's not all that great. Shawn, what you got to say?
First of all, I want to thank Pierre for coming on and giving us that early information about what's going on in Ghana and the things that are happening. I hope everybody took the information down and at least you do your part if you want to do something about it, because that's what it's about. Secondly,
thank you so much for having me, Shawn.
Oh man, you're so welcome. It was an honor. Thank you so much. Also, we know what we have to do November 3rd. We can discuss it all day long. We can go back and forth and debate it, whatever we want to talk about, past, present, future, whomever, her, what she did, what he did. He's too old, she's too this. We know what we got to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's good to still have this kind of dialogue amongst ourselves, because again, now we got to go out there and talk to the younger folks and make sure they understand, the ones, especially the ones that can vote now for the first time this year. And
get the ones that can vote. Yeah.
We need to get that across to our youth. So this is always, every week we have fantastic dialogue, conversation. I appreciate you putting up with my my Wi-Fi, and I thank my comedy comrades for always taking the moment and the opportunity to rag on me when they think I can't hear them or see them when I'm actually on my phone.
We think we can't hear or see you because we can't hear or see you.
Isn't this my moment to close out? Isn't my moment? Watch this. Okay, here we go. Okay, don't. All right, you look at you're not right on the screen. Hang on.
You can't find the mute button to mute me this time,
I
guys.
can't get you.
You can't find it.
No, I can find it. It's so easy. It's so easy. But this always, every week, and a few people dropped in. JP Justice came on, and still want to thank everybody for coming on every week and continuously supporting this. Samid Monk and everybody that's been here. Also, before we close it out, next week's show, I have a special guest, and she popped in late. So I wanted to introduce herself really quick. Take about 15 to 20 seconds and introduce yourself Bernadette Williams.
Good afternoon, good evening. I'm sorry, good evening, everyone. My name is Bernadette, and actually I am a financial consultant with Northwestern Mutual, and I will be here presenting live next Monday. And I just like to enough is enough. Enough is enough for us not to be strong financial contributors to our own success.
Okay,
So,
can you tell them the most important thing that you were supposed to tell in the very beginning about who you are?
I am Shawn's sister.
We sorry about that. It's okay. Well, what happened to
baby
Shawn?
sister. Now, keep talking, Onika. Keep talking.
So next week, next week, guys, bring your notebooks because you're going to have to take notes. Because if we have somebody, a financial expert here, that's going to talk about getting your finances in order, because enough is enough. Living raggedy financially, please bring your notebooks because we really want to take good notes.
As we always say at the end of each show. I'm sorry, Bernie, go ahead.
I'd like to say that I will take appointments. I'm just going to get an overview about the financial industry, but then I will be here to take appointments if ever consulting issues in regards to getting their finances in order. Because you know what? Enough is enough, that we cannot be where we need to be in our financial realm. And I want success.
Okay, you snuck that little commercial in, and I told you not to do that, but that's okay.
But you know what? You're right. Because what about like paying for your Wi-Fi? Because I know.
Didn't I tell you we're over time? You know what time it is.
Because if you can't pay for your Wi-Fi,
don't you start with that pancake. Don't start. Get out the camera.
Keep talking about my makeup, but I bet y'all bought it. I ain't charging.
That's why my Wi-Fi keeps messing up. So anyway, God bless you guys. Thank you so much once again for tuning in to Enough is Enough SC2020 for talent. And Onika, we thank you so much. Peace, and we'll see you next time.
Good job, team.
All right.
You got more to say, Onika? Okay, she left. Oh, there she goes.
Denise, thank you for coming. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Pierre. Thank you, everybody that showed love.
Thank you.
Share it to your screen. Thank you, Gina. Share it to your social media pages. Please follow Pierre. Please share his hashtags. Yes. Enough is enough. We'll see you next week.
Take care, guys. Have a blessed week.
Bye, guys.
Now I'm going to close the meeting now on purpose. Now.
Bye, Honest John.
Good night, everybody.
Bye,
Good
Shawn.
night.
Good night, everybody.
Honest John.
Hey, Samir, what's happening?
All right.
Okay, time to go.
Time to go.